Way back into the distant past, when Pete was like 15, he joined a mail-in movie club, 11 takes for pennies. And now cut to 2025, the movie club caught on to Pete's life, and now they want to punish him, so they trapped him in a room with a bunch of movie tapes. Pete didn't want to pay for the movies he got in the 90s. He'll have to watch random horror tapes and tell us about gore and probably some rape. Now keep in mind, Pete didn't pick. They use random numbers and a long list. He's got to get through every movie, one each day for the time we can't foresee. Helpful snowman roll call. Anxiety. Grouchiness, entropy, snow. If you're wondering why he did this song and other FAQ facts, just shut up and listen to this show, or fuck it, take a nice nap. It's Helpful Snowman Podoween 2025. All right, today's movie, 1,000 Year Sleep. This is a short. And it was written by Adam Wingard, who I was like, that's a familiar name to me, but I'm not sure why. He's made some movies like You're Next, and he did the Blair Witch remake, which weirdly I've seen. And I guess some Godzilla versus Kong movies that I'm familiar with as like existing as products, but I'm not like familiar with the plot or, you know, whether they're good or pieces of shit or whatever. But I know they exist and they're big. So this is a short by a person that actually is like a person that people have heard of. So the movie profiles these girls. It's like 4 girls or something. And it kind of tells them stuff about them. It kind of like their hopes and dreams and like, here's what they would have done in the future and stuff. And you're kind of like, why am I hearing this bullshit? But then we see all these girls getting murdered separately, and, you know, what they share in common is they were all killed by the same killer. So it's like, it's interesting. It gives us a little bit of a twist on horror, which is, you know, typically focuses almost entirely on the killers as opposed to the victims. I mean, like, yes, screen time wise, you know, you watch a Friday the 13th movie and it's focused mostly on, you know, the final girl or whatever. But, like, let's be real. The main event of these movies is, you know, Jason, right? Like, nobody's like, oh, yeah, Alice from Friday the 13th part whatever. She's definitely the best of the teens who get ripped up at a camp. No one gives a shit about that. We all want to see Jason. It's Jason. It's Freddy. It's Michael Myers. You know what I mean? I've seen a lot of critique around this stuff, like with the Dahmer series on Netflix. And people are like, why are we watching this monster? Like, shouldn't we be? Isn't that disrespectful of the victims and stuff? And like, I have a little bit of a hot take. I mean, I have mixed feelings about it because, like, I mean, let's be real. You and me, we can be real with each other here. Me in my dungeon, you in your dungeon of a life, in which you're like listening to this shit. You know, your life's bad enough that you're doing that. So who's the real victim here? But, like, let's be real with each other. You have to be a pretty unique person to be killed by Dahmer and not have that be the most interesting thing about you, especially to the wider world of people who don't know you, right? I mean, I don't mean that as an insult at all. Like, if I got serial killered, I'd 100% expect that would be what I was most remembered for, and that within a generation's time, it would be the only thing I was known for. And, like, family and friends, I would imagine, wouldn't love that because, you know, they see me as a whole person who does people things like spilling toothpaste on my shirt whenever I'm wearing a dark color, which is always, or spilling powdered ingredients all over the counter and failing to clean the mess properly because even after years of doing it, for some reason, my brain can't believe, like, surely I didn't get it all over the counter. I don't need to clean the entire counter, just this area, you know, and I grossly underestimate that area every time. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a real 3-dimensional person, but like, I wouldn't expect that to be something that people outside of my immediate circle know or care about, right? And I mean, let's be real. Some crazed killers are pretty interesting, right? They're interesting. I dare say more interesting than, like Sully Sullenberger, the guy whose plane was going down and he did a water landing in the Hudson and probably saved hundreds of lives. Like, he's coming to town and I'm probably not going to go see him, even though I totally could and it's free. I mean, he seems like a nice guy. He's a hero and here's like the weird thought, right? If he was murdered by a serial killer 25 years from now, would he be more famous for that or for landing that plane? Do you know what I mean? Those two things would be definitely in the top paragraph of his, something written about him 25 years from now. But which would come first? Right? So, like, I don't know. I don't know if, like, focusing on the killer is insulting. I think of it more of, like, it's not insulting. It's just how things is, Like, we remember Genghis Khan, and we don't know the people he killed. And we remember Dahmer or Ed Gein, but we don't remember the ordinary people they killed. It's just kind of how it works, right? And I mean, like, let me be a dick about it for a minute, right? We probably wouldn't know these people at all if they hadn't been victims. I mean, I'm not... Like, I would never hear their names or, see representations of them, period. Which isn't to say that being murdered and cannibalized is good, because it's like, well, hey, this is, it's like an extreme version of like, let Huffington Post print your work for free. It gives you great exposure. We'll pay you in exposure or whatever. And it's like, yeah, I don't know. So I'm not remotely saying that. It's just like most of these folks would probably not have high level notoriety for something else, right? It's not like this is overshadowing their good deeds. It's just sort of the way we, the masses, the unwashed, stupid masses of mass, know people or know of people we wouldn't know of otherwise. But even people who kind of knew them, I mean, come on. It's not like people are going to be at a high school reunion sharing memories about Cindy and someone's going to be like, whatever happened to Cindy? And then someone else would be like, oh, she got serial killed by that big famous murderer. And then, everyone else would be like, oh, right, I forgot that part. I was so focused on the story about the time she hit a raw fish in the ceiling tiles of the algebra teacher's classroom. You know what I mean? This is going to be the first thing everyone thinks about. It's going to be the first thing everyone knows. It's just kind of how things work. So anyway, there's a minor twist at the end of the 1,000 Year Sleep, which I kind of thought was dumb, but it does kind of make it so the victims and their shortened lives will be remembered and their killer won't. Like, there won't be any notoriety for the killer. So, I mean, there's something there. It's kind of like it's saying a thing. It does give it a little bit of oomph. So 1,000 Year Sleep, I thought it was good. It's interesting. It's probably worth watching. It's occurring to me over this month, like, how funny a genre horror is, because you can have, like, a movie like Jason X. Jason's in space and he freezes a lady's head in liquid nitrogen and shatters it against a space console. And you can have, like, Leprechaun in space or Hellraiser in space. And you can have something like 1,000 Year Sleep, which feels like a very different thing and has no relation to space whatsoever. But these are somehow in the same genre. Today's rating system, out of a possible 1,000 years of sleep, I'm going to rate this 545 years. Mostly because I don't know if more sleep is better because sleep is nice, or if it's bad because who wants to hear that their movie made someone sleepy, right? I mean, it's my own rating system and I should know how it works, but like, on the other hand, it's my own rating system, so being a fucked up mess is pretty on brand.
It's helpful, Snowman, Podoween 2025.